Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. This question is, should couples prioritize starting a family early in marriage or delay having children until they are financially secure and emotionally prepared? Should couples have kids immediately they have this, they get married, or should they now think of mental readiness? Because sometimes when you have financial readiness, many people prioritize financial above mental, but I think both of them are important. Let me hear from, who wants to go first? Abatu, yeah. Let me hear from you first.
Okay, so for me, I think that you should get married. Once you get married, you should have kids almost immediately if you can, because getting married early is a privilege to me. Like, I'll put myself, let me talk about myself. I planned, how you be as you're growing. And I planned that I'm going to get married early so that I can have my kids early, and which I did. I had my kids early. If you see me and my children, you think that we're mates, as in we're both young, and there was no issues concerning, conceiving and all of those things that you hear that people begin to have at a later age and all. So we're able to, if you see us, we discuss, we are now like friends and everything, and then all of them, we decided that they're going to go to boarding house. All of them are in boarding house. So those things that make people to like delay before having kids, we are now doing them now. Where do you want to do it? Is it in the kitchen? Is it in the is it in the dining? Is it where we are doing? Because there's nobody in the house. So we are now we bond more and everything. And of course, we have already made all the mistakes. We now understand ourselves now. Everybody is now, at their full wherever. So everything is just nicer and sweeter, and so it pays. For me, it pays to have your kids early, get it done and all of that. And for someone like my husband, he has planned, okay, so for school fees and all of that, he has planned that, okay, at a certain age, he's going to be done paying school fees. That money that he will have after that time will just be for him to just be enjoying himself and all of that. So by 2025, kids will have been maybe working on their own and doing very well on their own, and then the rest will just be for me and him to just be
enjoy it. Can you imagine planning? Do you agree with the perspective, or
from where I'm sitting? With all I have been through, early marriage, early childbirth, 100%.
Yes.
Because a lot of our motherly and fertility issues are easily resolved when you're quite young. But we were not told. We were told that it was more economic and more reasonable to do it when you're more mature. That's our own generation, but I won't be telling my daughter that. And I will join some of my friends who try to make sure that their school system did not happen, that I'll be using 24 years to get to 100 level, that as fast as possible, they finish with the business of school and they possibly start, maybe a career or a business early, so that they make their mistakes early. I found out that when we were dealing with PCOS, easier to resolve when you find out much younger, the hormones are supplemented much younger, your body helps quickly. It's recently they're telling us that our eggs expire, that at a certain age, the eggs can't even produce a particular kind of healthy babies. The biology class we did, they cheated us. So I'm not on that table anymore. I'm not there. Wow. And I know, as much as I want financial couple, what's that kind of situation? You have only you and your husband.
Empty nester.
The place to connect with your husband. Those were my husband's reaction to the doctor's announcement of 10 years waiting. He was like, we'll get to know ourselves. Abi, are you rushing? He wanted to do jackpot then. I'm against jackpot. So he was like, at least will give us time to, when we're now finally ready. And for me, we are doing all of that today. We are doing it today. There was a period in our marriage with the kids there, we were not there. We were not even understanding whether we were married. The marriage is not marriage. In fact, we had only one meal as a family for such a long time. Even on weekends in my house, we'll go, we'll come, at some point I didn't even know whether we were together. But now, we call ourselves, the one is in boarding school, the other one has YOLO. Where are you and all of that? And I can only see it get better as they grow older. And the truth is that these children outgrow you faster than you think.
Yeah.
So the earlier you do finish with that business, the better for you.
Business. Wow.
Wow. So I guess I'll take the counter position, which is it's important to be emotionally ready.
Okay.
And mentally, as you put it, ready to have children. And I think I'll use this based off on a personal story. My mom married really young. I married my father. They were very, very young. As you know, my dad died, you know, when I was a young child. He was even 30 by the time he had died, but he already had his 2 children, had his job, whatever. If not for death, you know, maybe it would have been beautiful. But because of how young they were, there were many mistakes that my mom will talk about that they made, you know, with each other, with us. And, you know, when she thinks back, when she's telling us and she thinks back about if she were older, there are things that she would have done differently, you know. And so she encouraged us, get to the point where you're able to make some decisions for yourself. She used to say that when we were young, it wasn't just us that were married. Everybody was in our marriage. Everybody, because they were still children, so they still had the right to still be parenting us in the marriage. And people have their agenda. People have, you know, so they were not independent enough, he felt, you know, to take some decisions. And so what I heard growing up was, get to the point. You do your school, you finish, you have a job, you're independent, you know yourself, you make the decisions for yourself in your marriage, you know. And as you know, early or late is quite subjective. Some people will tell you I got married early and they'll be telling you in their 20s. Some people will tell you they were married early and they were married at 19.
Yeah.
You know, somebody will tell you they married early in their 30s.
Yeah.
You know, so
early differs from
exactly,
person to
early
person.
differs, and even from generation to generation. In my mom's generation, she was even seen as being married late because many people got married when they were 18. You know, so. For me, because that is important in this mental readiness, emotional readiness is important, and a form of financial stability. So I'm not saying wait until you have so much money. But you know that when you're young, a lot of things, you're still just trying to find your feet. You're even still trying to put money together to get a bed. You know, you pay rent in a small apartment. I'm not talking of those who have been blessed with a lot of money. You know, put your 6-spring mattress on the floor and things like that. And sometimes bringing a child into that stage of your relationship can even be much more, the pressure will even be much more. So hopefully you're able to get to a place where you're stable financially, you know, and then you can start having children. So many things make it hard to parent properly when you're young, when you're not financially ready, when you're not mentally ready. And so for me, I would say wait, older. I'm not really putting a particular year on it, but wait older, because then you have grown a bit, you understand each other a bit, you know what it is that you want from each other and for your children that you're about to have.
So I'm of the opinion, my opinion, I always tell anybody around me that gets married, that give yourself time to know each other. Don't get pregnant. I got married in November, 6th of November. By crossover service, I was vomiting. I did not understand myself. So I felt like I don't want anybody to have to go through that in such the beginning. Like we are just we've not even seen ourselves, and here I am, wake up in the morning, I'm just vomiting. All through the day, I am vomiting. All the neighbors knew. Our wife, they are watching the belly. So, and...
Well, that's what's expected.
Yes, and that happened just a few months into, I think around March. I lost the pregnancy. Aww. And everybody knew I was pregnant. So it was my neighbor that was like, actually, my neighbor was like, your belly is not, your stomach is not getting bigger. I'm like, I don't know. That they said I should go to the hospital and that I should wait. It should be 3 months before I go to the hospital. He said, no, by now you should be like, when you're vomiting. True life story. So I said, okay, let me go to the hospital. I went to the hospital and they now checked and they said, oh, it seems like there's no heartbeat. It seems you had a missed abortion and all of that. So it was a community. I did not even feel like I didn't honeymoon or enjoy the marriage. It was just pum. So, and then after that one, they did evacuation and everything. 2 months after, Another pregnancy showed up. Twins. So, and then that one was twins. It was horrible. You think I was vomiting in the first pregnancy, second pregnancy, I'll just be on the bed 2 days. I wasn't eating. My husband was wondering, this girl, will she come and die? What am I going? He had to drive me to my parents' house and like tell them, he doesn't know what's going on. I've gone to the hospital. She's not eating. They say she's okay. It's normal. Like he was confused. And this is in 1 year of being married. So in my head, you don't know how pregnancy will treat you. And the man doesn't understand either. But at least you get to know yourself. Because imagine if you both of you are doing children of the Most High God. You did not do anything. And then you now marry. And as you marry, you get pregnant. So you don't even get to enjoy this forbidden fruit that is not forbidden. This beautiful fruit that you're supposed to enjoy. Then pregnancy enter, vomiting enter.
Parenting starts.
Parenting starts.
And like
you don't even, you're not even eating. You know, I said when you get married, I'll tell people around there, I say, this is license to do. Now, you don't, guilt-free enjoyment, and then you can't do it because you have gotten pregnant. No, but do you know that?
This life no balance.
I like this.
You carry belly like this. Perfume is. I cannot stand perfume. I cannot cook. I cannot do. So a woman, you don't know who you are until you are pregnant, and then everything changes. Some people in like 5 months they become the ugliest version they will ever be in their life. Their neck becomes I was using scrubbing brush to scrub. My neck was so black. They said I can't scrub it away. It's from inside. Your nose, all of that. So you just got married, and this is what you are introducing your husband to. I just feel, give yourselves a little. It doesn't have to be 5 years. It doesn't have to be 3 years. It's not even about financial anything. I just feel you are moving into the house for the first time. Connect with one another, especially if you are if your religion prevents you from having. Some people have lived with their husbands for a year before they got married, so there's really nothing new.
Cohabiting.
They were cohabiting, so immediately they got married like this. They just give birth. But in my own case, so because of my experience, as I explained the drama that happened with my own pregnancies, I have to tell you that this is my opinion. When we come back, we'll continue with other sides of this conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So you guys are finding my story funny on YouTube. Continue laughing at me. But many women have had different experiences, which is why I gave that advice. But Nema, I'd like you to talk about your experience, because the reason sometimes context matters. Nema was giving the advice of give birth immediately after marriage because of health.
I didn't know about my PCOS until marriage.
Okay.
It's a marriage that I found out. So I was enjoying the freedom that came with it. It meant that periods were not regular, Being a tomboy, play girl, I just enjoyed it. But when I got married, I knew there was trouble. I knew that it's not normal to. So I talked with my husband, and he was open, very understanding. And we were waiting. We were just hoping that, because as they told us, once you marry, once you know, man, everything will just correct itself. It didn't happen that way. And so I was supposed to every month, we waited. If the period did not come, I will check. I had ovulation kits. I have pregnancy test kits. Then the ovulation kit was 10,000. We go buy them. You go keep them. Every time we rock, piece on top. We go check. We go do this. We go do that. So your experience, I can only say life no balance.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it wasn't the positivity of Zip, I could have run mad. I remember he would say, we are in this together, and say, calm down, enjoy your marriage. I'll be like, me, I'm a little girl. I know my mother-in-law, when she shows up with one fine girl now, 2 wives, you are 3, you are a Muslim man. I never trusted all this calm down advice. My head was running riots. And my parents, my dad and my mom was a worrywart like my mother-in-law. My dad would say, Nema, don't worry, it will be fine. And God bless my father-in-law and my dad. My father-in-law would say, look at you, look at children. I didn't see all those dreams they were saying, no. Baba would come home every time and say, which doctor talked that one? You see Peking everywhere. I didn't trust them. I was worrying, running my head. I went for one scan, and the doctor said, have you had an abortion before? I said, And then he said, Abi, you don't born hide somewhere before. Said that I had the scar tube. So this process you are talking, as it would have been avoided if I just got pregnant. All the tests, this, I was like, abortion. I got home, I worried. My husband was calming me that I didn't hear. He called my dad. He told my dad that I was crying. I cried till the next morning. They took me to my uncle's lab. My uncle did scan, and I was like, Nema, please go home. Your wallet is too much. As all of them were calm, I was running crazy. So it's one for one each the person you wanted, you know. And me growing up,
So you would advise? Would you
I was
advise
the
they
free
do a check
nanny.
before marriage, like a gynae check?
For me, my daughter won't even start 3 months of period without us seeing a gynae.
Yes.
I won't say my mom used to say that she too didn't start period, and I won't say because I started my period past 15, it was past 14. Sorry, it would be normal for my daughter to do that. I will ask a gynae if things were not going well. I will know what the options hormonally are for her because of experience now. And if we require children early, I will be telling her already. If you marry today, you know the way my mother brought those agbo. I most likely will worry that
you will buy the agbo before the marriage.
You will be knocking the door.
You will prepare the
I always
ground.
pray for her. I always say that she should have a beautiful journey of fertility like everybody. But my mother-in-law married at 15. My mother-in-law is all her babies. She doesn't even know what a miscarriage is like. So people are built differently. And the journey and the story is different. For my experience and from medical advice that I received after all of this, when we were on bed rest, we saw mothers. We saw mothers. The people who paid dearly the most are those above 35 trying to have babies.
Okay, so medically, public information to everybody. The best time to have your children, your late teens and early 20s. Actually, that's the best time. As you are approaching 30, it becomes, your body requires a lot more to make that process seamless. So the conversation is taking a slightly different tone, but Mariam, let me hear what, based with all the, you know, when I was sharing my story, you shared a bit of the differences, the experience. No, actually, before we started the show, you mentioned that when you were younger, you had a different opinion, and as you got older, the experience changed. Can you?
Yeah. So of course, I told you because of my parents' experience, I was sort of groomed or advised to start. To start later. But now that I'm older, and the energy that it requires to run after children and be with them and understand what they're doing, I just realized, it makes more sense to have your children younger because then you'll be in the game with them. The other day I said to my son, every time you take his computer from him, he looks miserable, and when he has it, so I said, sit down, come and teach me this. What is it that we're doing? He says, Mommy, I'm practically, what's the word? Coaching a football team. I'm practically coaching a football team. We sat down, he was telling, I was so bored. I was like, there are too many important things for me to be doing right now. I'm sitting down with someone that's coaching a fake team that does not exist, but he takes it so serious. And you could see he was so happy. And that's because I have things to do. But maybe if I was much younger, it would be so interesting. I'll be even giving him some tips and whatever. Okay, you have a call?
Yeah. Okay. Let me take Fauzak. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
My name is Fauzia.
Fauzia. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is my first call.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I've been one of your fans who have not been trying to call.
Amazing.
So today I enjoyed the topic. Like Nema said, it's ups and downs. Like I got married at 30. The day I was 30 years old, my birthday, I got married, and that was June. And few months later, I got pregnant. Started with all this vomiting and, like Sophie said, vomiting and all stuff. And by November, right, I lost the pregnancy.
Sorry.
So everybody was saying because of his early marriage, like Yoruba would say that first pregnancy is always like that. That is an abnormal pregnancy that it's possible you lose it and all that. So and we keep on going. To cut the story short, I had like 6 miscarriages before I got just one. I have a baby boy now, just one, and still the marriage wasn't working. So it's still the person thinks, because I was of overage by the time I got the seventh one, which is the one with me right now. I was like 37.
Wow.
So to try again is not coming. We actually tried, but it's not coming. All of a sudden, I just got to know that, later on, I got to know that the man I'm calling my husband has gotten another wife somewhere, and,
They have a child.
something like that. So I don't know. It's not working for him. I work for any other person, but what I would like to advise people is that at times, when the miscarriage starts coming, some people are saying, hey, leave this man and go and marry another person. Go and try somewhere else. Maybe you guys are not meant to be together or something. And I said, how can I leave someone that I've been dating for so long and we are good, we are okay? But later on, when the thing started, when I got to know that he has another wife, someone was like, baby, most of when I told you, most of when, but you have to try elsewhere. So what will you do now? And the man went out and he's boasting of it as a Muslim that he has not done what is wrong. He did what Allah said he should do. But anyway, it is a plus or minus. It can work for some people early. Probably if I had started earlier, probably I'll be
a bit different. Thank you so much, Fazia.
So
but really, is there anything you can do? You have to wait until, I would have said, women should always get married in their early 20s, but sometimes you are ready, but the man does not show up.
Exactly. So I wanted to say this. I think people should have conversation. If you want to delay a bit before getting pregnant, you guys should have a serious conversation. I know of someone who they delayed like that and everything, and there was discussion around. They started having issues around, okay, what am I going to do? Because she started loading her system with hormonal drugs. She said, yes, and then she did this IUD thing, just to prevent the pregnancy and everything. So she prevented the pregnancy for about 2 or 3 years. When it was time for her to start to conceive, she removed it, and then hormones were all over the place. She couldn't conceive. She couldn't conceive. She did not conceive for like 6-7 years. Some people, once you alter your hormones, to get it back together, it takes a long time. So have this conversation. What are we going to be doing?
Don't alter your hormone.
Exactly. So what are you going to be doing? If you want to delay before you start having kids, what are we going to do? Who is going to take the
responsibility?
Yes. Which one? Because I know that withdrawal method doesn't really work like that.
It's not working.
So you guys need to have the conversation and don't try to prevent the pregnancy. Just wait. When you finish having your kids, you can now start thinking of preventing the pregnancy. So I'm just saying they should have a conversation.
On the final note.
Final note. I was just going to say, I didn't realize the time had gone. I was just going to say, growing up as well, I grew up with a lot of people who married really early in their teens. One day we'll be playing in the sand, the next day they would say that she has gotten married. Or one day we're playing in the sand, the next thing they'll be dressing her up a certain way, Hausa girls. Yes. And they will not be talking to you. You're like, we're not playing this. But also, next thing they're divorced. So all these things for me were all the things that contributed in helping me make my own decision.
I'll put that in the conclusion.
Okay, so pregnancies are not generally harming. Or, some women, I didn't vomit, and pregnancy is very beautiful.
She did fine.
I did fine. Gufran's pregnancy, it was the most beautiful pregnancy. I had energy. I would go to the water side to buy fresh fish. I would cook it. I sleep when I like. The only thing was sleep. Sleep was in demand. Everywhere I'm talking to you and I'm going like I was sleeping well, and my skin was glowing. So whatever you wish in your heart, really, is how pregnancies will be. If I didn't have the cervical
cancer, because I know what I wish.
No. So we cannot leave these ladies fearing. Yesterday I was still talking to someone. He said pregnancy caused somebody their
be honest.
So there are side effects to pregnancy.
Okay, let me give my own. My own pregnancy is tougher, but when it's time to have the baby, like this.
You see?
Like I will suffer throughout the pregnancy, but the time to have the baby, like in the hospital, they'll be wondering, are you the one in labor? Before you know it, the baby comes out. So it's different for different people. So whatever your experience is, just hope that you have the right support. Make sure you have the right support. Wow.
In conclusion, in conclusion, though, I would say that women should be aware there is a biological clock.
Yes, it's important.
We've spoken about freezing eggs before. I know it's not cheap. If you can afford it, please do. If you can afford to buy both straight, you can afford to freeze your egg. Save the money, freeze your eggs. Especially if you are waiting and marriage is not happening. Ideally, marrying early is amazing. If you do marry early, you can wait. There's
new information on freezing these eggs too. So it's just an option. It's not a guarantee.
Yeah, but it's an option. At least you will not have it. It's not that you marry in your 35 and you don't have any viable egg again.
Yeah.
That would be like
some eggs don't
do well frozen. But it's an option. And if you decide to, I love what Ramatu said, that if you decide to wait, have a conversation about who is taking responsibility. Women's body is subject to hormones. Don't inject things into your body when you know you will still have a child. Mariam also spoke about the fact that get yourself support system, have people around you, and like what Nema said, it's going to be different. You pray for the best. If it happens, good. Men understand this journey with your wives when they go through it. You don't think your friend's wife was looking beautiful and so your wife is ugly, this is the reality. No, it's just temporary, or your wife is dirty just because she's pregnant. Those are all the things that we spoke about. Whichever way, make your decision based on
our YouTubers.
Make your decision based on your reality. That's what we can take consideration. It's really interesting. When they were looking forward to Thursday, yes, this Thursday was loaded. If you missed any part, go and watch it again. It will be on YouTube. See you tomorrow. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.